How many countries are there in the continent called Europe? Well, look no further. In this video, I have gathered all the information related to Europe, and in this video, I will give you a detailed glimpse on the map of Europe from Burhan Shahid, which is me. So, of course, you may see where the Europe is. If you have basic general knowledge, you may know that where is Europe on the map. Well, on the map, this is what you may see on the map by the continent called Europe. Now it looks super confusing to you. What's this? Oh no, what's this line? Oh, what's this written? But look no further, because after this video, it will be just a piece of cake for you. So stay tuned and watch the full video. So first of all, I would like to begin. But how many countries are there in Europe? The continent Europe. Well, basic answer 44 according to the United Nations. And if you exclude Turkey, then it's 44. What I mean is that the United Nations doesn't count Turkey as part of Europe because most of the Turkey's land is in Asia. So you may call that, if you're leaving out Turkey, 44. There are 44 countries in Europe in total. Now, what are those countries? Now you may believe that I'm just coming here just to dictate those countries out. No, I'm going to explain each and every one. Just wait. There we go. Each and every country in Europe. These are going from up to down in the order, like from most populated to least populated. And first of all, starting with Russia, most population, 145 million. Then we have Germany. And you may see that in some of the countries over here, it's written EU. Now, EU stands for European Union, which was an organization set up in 1954. More on that later, stay tuned. And then you may see that on top of the list, there are famous countries, for example, Russia, Germany, United Kingdom, France, Italy, Spain, Ukraine, Poland, Romania, Netherlands, Belgium. You know, these countries are mostly known to everybody who knows that these countries are in Europe. But if you look at the down of the list, hardly you can recognize one or two of them. Because the population in these countries is so low, even the last one on our list, Holy See, has the population of only 801 people. That's it. And still, some of the countries with the lowest populations over here still are in the EU, the European Union organizations. So, moving on, you can see in the population trend it's 145 million. Then moving on to 83 million. Germany has a lot of population, larger than expected actually when I searched for it. Then we have a normal decreasing trend, and here we have a sudden decrease from 37 to 19 million in between Poland and Romania. That's for some reason, and then it decreased gently. Here we also have a sudden decrease of between Montenegro and Luxembourg. I mean, you have to pronounce them in the different accent correctly, but I do not live in Europe. But there we go. And let's name each one of these: Russia, Germany, United Kingdom, France, Italy, Spain, Ukraine, Poland, Romania, Netherlands, Belgium, Shazikia, yeah, I knew it. Shazikia, Greece, Portugal, Sweden, Hungary, but it's not the hungry when you start to eat. It's the hungry. It's a noun. Hungary, Belarus, Austria, Serbia, Switzerland, Bulgaria, Denmark, Finland, Slovakia, Norway, Ireland, Croatia, Moldova, Bosnia, Albania, Lithuania, North Macedonia, Slovenia, Latvia, Estonia, Montenegro, Luxembourg, Malta, Iceland. Iceland is also part of Europe. It's not part of the European Union, but it's a part of Europe. This is one of the most argument. People say that Iceland is a part of Europe, but according to United Nations it is, but according to most of the people out there it isn't. So I don't know, but I'll still mention it in the list. Iceland, Andorra, Monaco, Liechtenstein, San Marino, and Holy See. So those are the list of all the countries, whether they're in EU or not, or whether and what's the population of these countries. Moving on, this is the map. Now let's take a brief look at the map. You can see over here there's Iceland, Actually, the map is flat. That's why you can see Iceland to the northeast of the globe. But if you see on circular globe model, Iceland would be sort of on the east. That's due to a parallax error, but on the flat it should be over here, and that's what I was expecting. So here are the countries. You can see that the countries which are covering the largest area is Russia. Russia is covering, ladies and gentlemen, the largest area, as you can see, and in Europe you have very small countries. Trust me, in Europe you have very small countries. A few of them are large, for example, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Russia, Poland, Ukraine, Germany, France, Spain. These are large, but most of them, you can see, these are also little countries, and they're super small and least populated also. So here we have the map of Europe, simple map, just naming all the countries. But it's just to tell you that the most population lives in the northern, northwest, northeast area. Most population, and some of it over here. This area where we have super tiny countries, this is the least populated area in the Europe. And moving on, we have Turkey. Turkey, only just 5 to 10% of the land is in Turkey, is in Europe, so that's why we don't consider it in Europe. I'm not considering it in Europe, neither is European Union, neither is United Nations. Moving on, we have the flags. Now these are, I'm not showing you just like this, but there is something similar in each flag. And in most of the flags that you note something similar, most of them are of the same shape, just colors. We have lines. This is Germany, this is Lithuania, this is some else country. You can see that most of them cover lines like this, and some of them have crosses like this. This is England, but some of them, they are also quite different too, unique, like this one. This one is quite different, but most of them cover lines. Hardly any of them cover any specific shape. Like this one covers a specific shape, these 2, 3. This one covers a specific shape, but most of them, they have in common that they are made by simple lines, no detail. Here we have detail, but most of the flags in Europe, most of the countries' flags in Europe have no detail in them. Moving on, European Union. European Union. Now again, European Union, an organization. It was an organization created in 1954 to promote peace, establish an undivided economy and monetary system. Basically, this means that the currency was keeping the same of these countries who were in the European Union. Promote inclusion and combat discrimination. Break down barriers to trade and borders. No borders in these countries, between these countries, and encourage technological and scientific developments. After being established in 1954, only one currency was and is used in the countries which are in the European Union, and that is euros. In most of the countries in Europe, the countries in EU, the one currency by the name of euros is used. And this was just to, and this is the flag of European Union, if you just know it. Moving on. Surrounding places of Europe. Europe, ladies and gentlemen, again taking a look at a similar map, you can see that over here we have a big sea called the Arctic Ocean towards the north of the Europe. We have little seas, for example, this Pecora Sea, and we have the White Sea. I know this Gulf of Bothnia, Baltic Sea. This is something called North Sea. But here we have the biggest sea in surrounding the Europe. It's the Mediterranean Sea between Africa and it's 359 degrees surrounded. Only this little patch between Africa and Portugal is like 2-3 kilometers wide. Not 2-3, like 15-16 you can say. 15-16 kilometers wide. Otherwise the Mediterranean Sea is surrounded by 360 degrees. Here's the Black Sea, Caspian Sea, and over here towards it we have the North Atlantic Ocean. Not south, because south we have down. So taking a look at the same map, we have land. Now, what I mean by the term land is elevation. Now, one of the most highest mountain ranges in the world is called Alps, and is located in the middle of Europe, you can say. It covers from Portugal, Spain, all the way to Italy. Italy, yeah, all the way to Italy, and you can see that these areas are quite low. Here we have the Cogellan Mountains, just a little bit, but the main mountainous areas in Europe, we have the Alps, covering most of the Italy, most of the Switzerland, a bit of France, southern France, and something like that. And here's Iceland. Iceland is just, ice mountains or something like that. And here we have a little bit of mountains towards Israel. Near Israel, towards Turkey. Moving on. Now you may think, before moving on, you may think that these Alps are just little mountains, as little as little bunnies. But, no, they're not. They're just like the Himalayas. A bit smaller than Himalayas, but they're like Himalayas. And you can see a little house over here. And these are one of the most snow-covered mountains in the world. Another picture? Here we go. These aren't ordinary mountains. These are covered in clouds, and you can see over here, these are two men hiking, and that indicates that this is one of the world's highest mountain ranges, covering four mountains of about over 23 to 24,000 feet. Feet, not meters, feet. The feet when you walk on. Okay, moving on. Forests. Forests in Europe are quite dense, you can see over here. Only the area where we don't have many forests is the area around Uzbekistan and Turkey, but we have the most, and towards a bit towards England or something like that. But most of the Europe is covered in forests, and that's just a simple basic explanation. It's just covered in whole forests. Now, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave a thumbs up below. And if there's still any questions related to Europe, please feel free to comment them below. I'll try my best to answer each and every one of them. And subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of the latest updates, and click the notification bell for more educational videos coming soon. Subscribe. Bye bye. Thank you. See you in the next video.